came into existence because of one problem and one problem only, and that was grooming of our young Sikhs, taking them away from the Sikh faith into other faiths. So back in 1998, we set up this organization because we had a massive problem up in the north, and during the years. Okay, what is this religious show about? Some of the charm, superficial charm, they're very smooth, very engaging. That's where you get the title, Snakes in Suits. They don't look like Hannibal Lecter from that film. Say it again? Silence of the? Well, you knew more about Silence of the Lamb than you knew about your gurus. Okay? So the religious shows about, they don't, they're not like Hannibal Lecter. They don't look ugly. They don't look, they're not, you can't spot them from a mile. They're just exactly like yourselves. They have superficial charm, engaging, charming, slick. They're not shy. They're self-conscious. And they're not afraid to say anything. Looking good, acting nice on the surface. That's what they are. That's why they're very hard to spot. Very hard to spot. They have a grossly inflated view of themselves. They have a grossly inflated view of their religion, their self-worth, they're cocky, all the things that you see out on the street. They're pathological liars. They can be high, moderate, but I tell you what, they all lie. And if you can spot when somebody's lying to you, that is the best defense that you'll have. Manipulative, dishonest, underhanded, all these. Lack of remorse or guilt. They don't have guilt, they have a target. Like the lion sees his prey in the jungle. They have a target, and they will target you, and they have no remorse, they have no guilt. Their object is to get to you by hook or by crook. They have shallow emotions. They'll show the warmth, they'll show the joy, they'll show the love, but you know what? They're completely empty inside. It's all an act. This is a simple war. This is a war. And they'll love bomb you. They're bombing you with love, basically. And it gets, again, it's so easy to get inside somebody's head when you're constantly telling them, oh, I love you, I love you. I know how men think. You get a nice looking girl coming up to you, approaching you, and she wants to date you. The male person's not going to say no. He'll go for a date. I know our boys. Okay? We've been through the university life. Here's your mom on the phone on the other side. You're 100 miles away from home, and you're talking to your mom and your mom says, what are you doing? She says, Mom, I've just finished the cooking. I've just ate. I've just done a bit of revision, and I'm going to tuck myself and I'm going to go to bed. Next thing you know, you're on Broad Street. We know it works. And we know it happens. Okay? We know it happens. So love bombing involves sexual attraction. They'll have the most good-looking guy approaching you. They'll have the most good-looking girl approaching you. And you know what? Good-looking people attract people. No? Who wants to be around an ugly person? Because that's what you've been, given. That's in your system, you've been programmed. You have actually been programmed that way. You would want to be with another good-looking person. Right? So males to recruit lone females, females to recruit lone males. Many young women become attracted to young polished male missionaries. They use sexual attraction to convert members of the opposite sex, which may or may not result in marriage. It does, but then when you have marriage with them, you have to change your faith. You have to change your religion. And that becomes a big conflict. They just change your set of beliefs. And the reason why they work on girls is because girls, if they get to another faith, they're not going to give birth to Sikhs, they're going to give birth to that particular faith. They're stopping a line straight. So when they take one young lady, they're not just taking a lady or a young lady, they're taking your offsprings as well with it. Okay? That's how inner research got from anyone. I'm not going to cover the other side of things because there is something called, I don't know, you've heard of black magic and stuff like that, but some of it is that if you take something from someone, they might have done something on that particular thing. So once you wear it, then you get affected more by it. But obviously we haven't got time to cover that side. Maybe next year when if we come back, we'll talk about that particular part as well. So beware, beware, just watch. And I'm talking to boys as well. As if some young lady comes up to you out of the blue and starts talking to you very nice and being very nice to you and, you know, thinking you're Shah Rukh Khan or someone like that. Just run a mile because you don't look like Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. The goal is to make you feel special. The goal, love bombing, giving you gifts, fake noise, the goal is to make you feel special. And when you feel special, that the ego inflated away on you. And it's all to do with the ego. Maharaj says, can't grow the love, Mohan Singh, the ego. Once that's inflated, it's very hard to control. And the ego is the king of the Panch Chor. You know? So the goal is to make you feel special and spin a appealing yarn about how happy you will be, you know, with them. Life's gonna be pure bliss. Anandi, you know what I mean? You're gonna have fun, you're gonna be out there partying every day and every, you know, stuff like that. And it doesn't really turn out like that. How your life will improve and blah, blah, blah. Your ideals, your dreams, they'll put so much in there that they will paint a picture that appeals to you. That appeals to you. So they will first of all get to know you, and then they will paint a picture that fits in with your thoughts. You get it? A tailor-made picture is painted for you. And they won't start talking about faith or religion until they actually got you. Once they've got you, once they've got your heart, you start listening more, because once they've got the trust, once they've built the trust, they then got you. Building your trust. All these things dated with calls. We're dealing with currently a young lad who shaved his beard and he cut his hair because he's fallen in love with a young lady, because he seems to look more beautiful without a daddy and stuff like that, and she's got him in a grip in East London. You know, we're currently dealing with a case there. So we get cases, 1 or 2 cases every week, every single week. So it is a very serious, serious problem. Okay. Because we as Sikhs, we live in a Balle society. And all that. That's what we live for at the moment. You know what I mean? Go to your Friday gigs and everything like that, or your Sunday gigs and Saturdays, whatever you have. You know what? Them grounds are the breeding grounds. Avoid it. Avoid it at all costs. The best way to protect yourself from a sociopath is to avoid him, to refuse any kind of contact or any communication. If you don't talk to them, they can't manipulate you. As soon as you give them the opportunity so they can talk to you, they got one foot in the door. Okay? So the best way is to avoid them completely, you know. Even the phrase talk to the hand and not the face or whatever. Just keep away and keep them at a distance. And talk to your own set of people, talk to your own people in the faith, have a good time, but just avoid them. That's the only truly effective method for dealing with them. If total avoidance is impossible, because obviously you're going to be in classrooms with them, you're going to be doing certain lectures with them, make plans to come as close as you can to total avoidance. Okay? And then avoid them. Avoid them. Any other questions? Anji?
Yeah, you know when you said like religious sociopath, when they actually approach people, obviously they want you to change faiths. Yeah. But what do they actually pick on? Is it the lack of knowledge of your own faith, or what are they?
But you know, these are some of the fundamental things. If you are clueless about your faith, so it's very easy to manipulate you or put certain wording into your head so you start doubting yourself. If you look, if you're a full cup, and this is what my wife gets annoyed with me all the time as well. You know, when you have a cup in the sink, there's a cup, and I never go and wash the coffee. I'll go and get an empty cup because it's so much easier. And I'm lazy in that department. So, if you're a full cup with knowledge, you're not going to be sort of targeted because you have knowledge. You can question and answer. We can have a dialogue, a nice dialogue, not condemning each other, but you can have a nice dialogue. You'll have the answers. But if you're an empty cup, it's easy to fill up because you've got nothing there in the first place. Okay? So knowledge is a big factor. That's why I asked you that question in the beginning. Okay? So knowledge, lack of knowledge on your own culture, on your own religion, is a big problem. Whichever faith you're from, you must, you're born into a particular faith according to your Purva Karma, so that you can spiritually develop and go further.